Welcome back to React University. I'm Corey.
And I'm Dana.
And today we're back with another episode of
House
of the Dragon.
Uh-huh.
Not House of Dragons. Not the House of Dragons. But House of the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
There he is. Check it out right.
We're watching season 1, episode 2, The Rogue Prince, and I'm so excited.
Yes, glad to get back into this. Remember, you can get the full reaction of this episode on Patreon right now. So become a member of our Patreon so you can be able to see the full length of this episode.
And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this episode in our channel on YouTube. And click the notification bell as well so that you always know whenever we're getting ready to release something new.
Let's do this. Class is in session. Oh, they hit that intro. Da da dun dun da da dun dun da da dun dun.
Oh.
The
Oh.
yummy.
Oh. Oh.
Ooh, somebody's
He's
still alive.
alive. What?
All right. That's how we start off.
Wait.
King's Guard must soon be restored to its full complement of 7.
I didn't know that they had 7.
And dither about court business.
If you've something to discuss, Lord,
I want to know what is to be done.
Why are they treating him
about
like
my
this?
ships,
You know why they treat him like that?
Mhm.
the free cities.
Who do you think
So
provides
they're
their
dealing with a
ships,
lot of
Lieutenant?
pirates.
In all of its history,
Which he did mention in the first episode.
Right.
a seat at the king's table does not make you his equal.
Calm down.
What?
Calm down. This dude.
And at this point, he's family.
Send us.
It isn't that simple, Rhaenyra.
It would be a show of force.
At least the princess has a plan.
Mm-hmm.
I only meant that we should at least...
Perhaps there's some better use for the princess's talents, Your Grace.
Excuse me?
This guy.
Why don't you take the princess to see about the new King's Guard posting, Lord Commander? This knight will protect you as well. You should choose.
What's this guy? Is Otto? Was that his name?
Otto Hightower. Not a fan.
Not a fan.
Sir Desmond recently brought a would-be poacher to justice.
His banner is with, like, what, an eagle or something?
You might thank him for his loyal service, Princess.
We thank you for your loyal service to the crown, sir.
And
Do
10.
any of these knights have combat experience? Beyond capturing poachers?
Fair question.
I like it.
Wait, why does he look familiar?
Who?
Sir Kristen Cole.
Talking about the Hand of the King?
Yeah, as an actor.
I don't know this guy.
That's the
That's
Son of the steward of the Lord of Black.
Kriston.
Sir Creston.
Sir Arlen Dondarrion knighted me after we raised 2 of the watchtowers along the Burnway.
These two are looking like.
I choose Sir Kristen Cole.
So Kristen Cole.
My father should be defended by a man who's known real combat. Should he not?
Facts.
Well, let us plan Sir Kristen's investiture then.
I like it.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Of course, there's still that politics in play.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you believe that Westeros can be another Valyria, Your Grace?
It depends whether you speak of the freehold at its height or at its fall. The glory of old Valyria will never be seen again. 7 hills.
She's working her magic like Daddy told her to.
Tell me, how is Rhaenyra?
What do you mean?
Well, these days she doesn't say more than a few words to me. I wish she would approach me.
What if you went to her?
There are times when I would rather face the Black Dread himself than mine own daughter of 15.
They ain't like that.
I think she's saying he's weary of a teenage daughter.
I got it.
Or wary, I should say.
You do not mention our talks to Rhaenyra, do you? I fear that she wouldn't understand them.
No, Your Grace.
No, she will understand him quite well. She won't like him, but she would understand him.
I think she'd understand why her friend is doing what she's told, but not why her
No, 100%.
You cannot worry at the matters of lords and kings, Rhaenyra. What if your father were to remarry? Your father loves you. Kneel with me.
What do I say?
Whatever you wish. It's only for you and the gods to know.
You know how I feel about candles, it looks so peaceful.
I fear that the eyes of our enemies are presently fixed on the Red Keep. The Queen has passed. A girl has been named heir to the Iron Throne, the first in its history. To elude a storm, you can either sail into it or around it. But you must never await its coming.
Do you have a specific course of action to propose, my lord?
I'm glad you asked.
Join our families. Wed our daughter, Lena.
How old is their daughter?
We'll see. Quite sure Otto won't be too pleased. He's working his angle.
We haven't spoken much since.
A regret of mine.
Ew,
Ew.
no. Oh.
Yeah. That is still done to this day using
This is
maggots.
The
Stop.
maggots will remove the dead flesh and hopefully
Yeah.
stop the advance of the rot.
Yummy.
That is so gross.
To combine the strength of our houses and demonstrate my reign's strongest days are ahead, not behind.
Lord Corlys has overreached, Your Grace. Such matters
You don't think he
must
was
Explain.
be
sorry to you?
discussed with a small council.
Explain why he overreached.
What is your advice, dear Otto?
Marry my daughter.
The Lady Lena is young, Your Grace.
A match with their daughter would go a long way towards sealing the breach.
The Grand Maester's reasoning is sound.
This dude is smart.
I do
Otto.
fear what Rhaenyra might think.
What does it matter, Your Grace? Her mother has passed. Her father must propagate the royal line.
I dearly loved my own lady wife.
Why do they
See
call
what
them
this is
lady
gonna say.
wives?
Thing still haunts me.
What you about to say?
And to be compelled to replace her for duty's sake.
He's gonna try to make Alicent and them fall in love, I think.
I'm just curious. I mean, he's sly. He's settled. You know, like he's not like too ambitious. Like in the way in which he approached things, he tried to slowly
Is that the
maneuver
daughter?
his way. Oh my God! No, no, no. Yes, kid is 6 years old.
Last memory of Valyria
Marry
of
my
old.
But Vhagar still lives.
But back then,
I know.
Some would say too large for our world.
It would be a great honor. Houses, as they were in Old Valyria.
Poor
I would
kid.
give you many children of pure Valyrian
poor
blood,
kid.
so that we might strengthen the royal line and the realm.
Is that what your father told you to
Mm-hmm.
say?
he looks so uncomfortable. Which I'm glad he looks uncomfortable. Because anybody who looks too comfortable with that.
Here is the hard truth, which no one else has the heart to tell you. Men would sooner put the realm to the torch than see a woman ascend the Iron Throne. And your father is no fool.
I mean, she's not lying.
Speaking facts.
And she was not being malicious.
I can't with this. At least with this situation, still can't.
You said you
Lord
still
Corlys
can't?
Velaryon has offered the hand of his daughter.
Just because I know this is
Lady Lena.
Otto Hightower's
Very strong match, your grace.
plan, his maneuvering. What a disgusting habit.
The more you call attention to it, the
Brought
more.
you something.
Right, brought him gifts.
What? Watch. This could be one of those carvings that he dropped and broke. Watch it. I know these angles. Watch this. Let me see it. Too easy.
Daridaros daimon sikia sida seglivzeus.
Damon. The prince left a missive, which I believe might explain.
So he stole the egg.
Good. Who is Lady Mysaria?
Isn't this called?
We believe Damon's Hall.
Mm-hmm.
This is nothing less than sedition.
I strongly agree, sire.
Assemble a detachment, Otto.
That pisses
I
me
will
off.
go to Dragonstone and drag Damon back to face justice
Your
myself.
Grace. My apologies, Your Grace, but I cannot allow it. It's too dangerous. Let me go to Dragonstone.
No. I mean, he's supposed to be the hand of the king, so yeah, but I just don't trust this guy.
I don't either.
I know he doesn't like Damon, so he won't like. Would he side with Damon? He wouldn't, because he doesn't
No,
like
I think
Damon,
he
but
would side for his own best
I mean,
interest.
he's a snake. Battle scene. So what's this place called?
This is
Dragonstone,
Dragonstone.
which is the house of Targaryens. Don't forget he got a dragon.
Who, Damon?
Yeah. This chick.
I mean,
I wonder why he
Sir Crispin.
put his head down.
Crispin Cole, my prince.
Ah, yes, apologies.
yeah,
I couldn't
Crispin.
recall.
Right.
Perhaps my prince recalls when I knocked him off his horse.
Damn, son. Where'd you find this?
You've come for the egg. Here it is.
Are you mad? You've never survived this.
Well, happily, neither would you.
that neck though.
Is that old girl showing up? Guaranteed, yep.
Preventing bloodshed.
Sir Kristen, please escort the princess to safety.
Take care not to startle Syrax, my lords. She's rather protective of me. The reason that you were disinherited. If you wish to be restored as heir, you'll need to kill me. So do it. And be done with all this bother.
So you can tell he obviously does care for his niece.
Mm-hmm. And probably likes his niece, knowing how they got down.
Perchance.
The Targaryens.
He really has unhealthy problem solving.
Yeah, she like that. He's pretty impressed. You impressed,
should
aren't
be.
you? Aren't you impressed?
I can't hear anything.
You plug it up. Oh, they said something good. You missed it. Get to me, girl. You're messing up.
I can't.
You just epic music. That's all you're missing.
Oh.
So they played chess. He lost the chess move. So she didn't want to be married?
With a child.
She didn't know.
Your child.
Perhaps when we are wed, we can make that true.
I ensured long ago that I would never be threatened by childbirth.
You're safe with me, I swear it.
She doesn't appreciate. He just put a target on her back.
Play a stupid.
What do you think the cost of liberation? Did you count the cost? Apparently not.
Nothing is free.
Mm-hmm.
She's just saying she didn't expect to be a pawn.
Right. Well, you want to be free? Oh,
She
go
probably
become a pawn.
expected to use her body,
Right.
but not be a pawn.
Right.
A political pawn.
Mm-hmm.
Proud men don't like having to look up.
Lena Valarian.
Lord Corlys is your master of ships. And she is the eldest daughter of the wealthiest house in the... And she has Targaryen blood. What's to mislike?
She is 12.
She will mature.
Only 12?
She looked like 6 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And technically, she was the only one able to do that. There's no
Only
one
one
else that
willing
had that
to do it.
relationship with Daemon to be able to do that.
Yeah.
To confront him like that face to face and call his bluff.
You disobeyed me. You
deliberately disobeyed me.
You deliberately disobeyed me.
And you acted without the crown's leave.
May I sit? And retrieve the egg without bloodshed. A feat I'm not sure Sir Otto could have accomplished alone.
Facts.
Yes. Well.
I mean, you right.
But I know she understands what is now expected of me.
The king must take a new wife.
And by marrying again, I may begin to ensure that we are better defended.
Against whom?
Whomever may dare to challenge us.
And so your first duty is to the realm.
Didn't say that I'm gonna marry
That's a
your bestie.
burden.
Just as I
It's
do.
a burden that was off his chest,
Until he says I'm gonna marry your bestie.
which is going to happen, unfortunately.
I'm like,
That
I don't
just
see
what's
it
gonna
going any other way.
Mm-hmm. He's not going to marry the 12-year-old girl. Even politically, it's a smarter move.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be too connected to her because she's going to find a way to get in his chambers.
She's already been in his chambers.
Get underneath the
But there are...
chambers. What's she doing there?
I have
Obviously.
decided to take a new wife.
Which is why she's there.
That's why she's there.
Mm-hmm.
He's thinking it's going to be his daughter, and it's not. She gave the nod of approval.
I don't think she... Well, did he tell her, though? I don't think he told her.
Why else would
I
Alicent
intend
be
to
there?
marry.
Yeah, she doesn't
The
know.
Lady Alicent Hightower.
This is an absurdity. My house is Valerian, the greatest power in the realm.
Look at him. Look at him. You're like, checkmate.
Reach back to old Valyria. More ancient even than House Targaryen.
He gonna try to align himself with the brother. Watch. Watch.
I built my house's high seat with the strength of mine own back.
Really? All right. I didn't catch it as early as I thought I did. I didn't know what was happening in this scene.
Some
Pirates.
Irish prince is feeding Westerosi sailors.
Please don't tell me Corlys is
I've
actually
been
behind
petitioning
it.
the king to send
Oh,
my
okay.
navy into the territory, but he's denied me. I will not have Driftmark beggared while our king idles himself with feasts and balls and tourneys.
I will speak of my brother as I wish. You will not.
Only I can diss my brother.
Our worth is not given, it must be made.
That is disgusting. Is that a mask? Gotta be a mask on her face.
Ah.
There it is. Man. How you feeling? What you thinking? What you thinking? Don't worry about it. What you thinking?
So, wow.
All right. I'll lay it out first.
Okay.
So, Otto, huge manipulator. He definitely knows how
Definitely
to
a master
play
manipulator.
the game. And he knows how to do it very cunningly.
Subtly.
He's very like subtle in all of his little moves and his maneuvering and how he goes about like trying to get into the king's ear. And of course, playing his daughter towards the king because he knows what the king, you know, he can see, he has conversations with the king behind closed doors, right? He has it with the council, but also behind closed doors as he is the hand to the king. So he knows when he is very vulnerable. Because he knows when he's very vulnerable, he knows exactly what to do to make
During
those
like, points of vulnerability.
so he can tell his daughter, and his daughter can be like knowing what to say to smooth those rough edges out. So it's because of that he's good at what he does. He is obviously up to no good. Obviously up to no good. So
yeah. I don't want to say I'm disappointed in, I guess, Lord Corlys. It's not that I'm disappointed in him. I just feel like, to your point, I feel like Otto manipulated everything in a way that makes Corlys look like the problem.
Mm-hmm.
When Corlys is like, listen, like, I'm technically family. I'm a man of good standing. I'm supplying your ships. I'm just asking for protection. I'm offering different solutions. And he feels like the king doesn't have his back. Obviously, the king is the king. He makes his own decisions. He doesn't have to answer to anybody because he's the king.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like him feeling slighted here is manipulated as, or it's viewed as like a character flaw.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, and
mm-hmm.
unfortunately he's kind of like, well, it makes sense. He's like, listen, I don't want to lose what I have because some king over here is not willing to actually protect my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna find a way to protect myself. So he's obviously improvising. It doesn't sound like he's necessarily like pledging fealty to Daemon, but he's like, I see you,
right,
and like here's a way for you to win some favor with the people.
Right.
So I'm just curious to see how that, like, how this goes out, you know, like pans out a little bit more. I get why Otto sent in his daughter. I get that. But for the king, I mean, maybe he's like, if I have to remarry, I want it to be somebody that I actually like know. I don't know. But it just seems to me like out of all the options on paper, she doesn't make the most sense.
Mm-hmm.
Allison doesn't make the most sense.
Like
Absolutely she's there.
Not. It's
like
the stupidest
present.
decision.
It's not a smart.
It is a stupid
political decision.
Very stupid. Very stupid.
And unfortunately, the king doesn't realize he's being manipulated by his own hand.
And so this is what his brother and probably like a couple other people have been saying. It's like, he ain't built for this. Mm-hmm. He's not built for it. He's like, I don't know, like, why would you grant it? Who wants to marry a 12-year-old girl? This guy, though, thought it was in his best interest to marry that girl.
Which is the age of his daughter, 15 probably, maybe a year older, 16.
Probably, and that does, and then at the same time, so you already ignoring the guy who has basically control of all the ships, who's losing men, losing ships, and he's been bringing this to your attention in every single council meeting. So you can see he has a lot of grievances in this situation, and you just ignore it. You don't even try to find a way to find a solution. You're just like, I mean, it's a little small skirmish off of the coast. I'm not worried about it.
And it's not just a skirmish, because we just saw people getting eaten alive by crabs. Did I miss something? Are crabs carnivores?
They eat fish. Yeah, they rip fish and eat them.
Okay,
but
yeah.
I think it's stupid. Like he as a king, he literally seems to only be, or his worldview is only what's inside those four walls at King's Landing. He doesn't do any, to me, from what I'm saying, he doesn't do any, like...
He's out of touch.
He's definitely out of touch. He's way out of touch. He doesn't do, like, any, like, going into the city, going to the town, talking to people. He only talked to the people from what we've seen in the last 2 episodes. He's only done just the conversations with his top... Council. That's it. And then they tell him information. And you have people telling, multiple people now, telling him he should marry old girl.
And then he's ignoring their advice.
Ignoring their advice. Yeah, their advice. And literally just going, no one told him to marry that girl.
She wasn't even on the table.
No one. And he's making the decision to marry.
But this is why I think it's so key to understand how Otto is manipulating him, right? Because the king's like, everybody's pressuring me, but you know what? I'm gonna choose for myself.
Right.
And he didn't choose for himself. He was incepted with the idea.
Right. Right. It's stupid. It's just stupid. He's making a dumb choice. And obviously this is where...
She's poised. She's gracious. She is pretty. So, like...
Is she, though?
I thought she's pretty. I mean, obviously you only have eyes for me. So...
That's right.
But yeah, I mean, she's pretty, so... I don't think she would do poorly as a queen. Like, I never had that question. I think it's just disappointing to see how many blind spots the king has.
Yeah, he's stupid, man. He's not
stupid.
He's stupid. He's making dumb decisions. He's not thinking it through. That's the point. He's making these decisions that he's dealing with now, right? And he's not thinking how this decision that I make right now is going to affect how my house is going to remain in power in the future. They just said, obviously, of course, your house is weakening, right?
Yeah.
And the biggest thing you need is something to strengthen your house. Yes, you can get her pregnant. She can end up having a girl. What are you going to do? Maybe you have 2 girls before you have a boy. You better hope you get a boy first.
Yeah.
But that's many, many years of people still sitting in the shadows, manipulating and plotting out their overtake.
Versus if he'd married somebody and was able to actually forge an alliance.
Exactly. With the wealthiest house.
Or they
said they're the wealthiest house. They said they're the wealthiest house. That's
and they're old Valyrian and they're part Targaryen.
Yeah, they're the wealthiest house. Okay, the wealthiest not Targaryen, but the wealthiest Valyrians.
They're also from Valyria,
but what's his last name though? His last name
Valerian.
So he's Valyrian. So I guess he's Valyrian. So they're the wealthiest Valyrians, and they have a house of ships. So they got power. They got a fleet. So even if their daughter, because it's going to take 2 years before he can be better, right? Yeah. Even if he better and it's a girl, he still got power working with him and for him on his behalf. To wait until or hold off the chaos until a boy is born. And even when the boy is even born, it don't mean he don't turn into a king overnight. He gotta be raised.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of vulnerability there. So you still need power on your side. So just simply taking a woman and just I'm gonna impregnate you. That doesn't do anything in this time. This time is literally all about power. It's all political game and chess piece being moved.
Right. I mean, marrying is good for the optics, but it doesn't, like you said, it doesn't provide anything immediate.
Right.
Other than hope and optics.
Yeah. Just stupid. But another good episode for me. I'm giving this another 9. This is a 9 for
really?
Me. Yeah,
a 9?
Yep.
You're coming in strong in these ratings.
Yeah, this is maybe I'm just too happy to get back into this universe.
I think I'm definitely happy to get back into it. I think I'm gonna give this one.
Man, I feel like me as a critic is starting to wane a little bit because I feel like I'm giving these too high of a 9.
But that's how I feel with other shows, so I get it. I
feel like I love good writing. That's the biggest thing. I love good writing, and so far I'm seeing good writing. I'm seeing people doing stupid stuff.
But also that's human nature sometimes.
And that's human nature. But it doesn't. It makes it. I don't see the decisions that they're making. It's unrealistic. I feel like that person would make that decision, and that's what I'm. And again, I'm actually pretty proud of Rhaenyra when she went, because she was the only one to confront her uncle and get the egg back.
I thought that was a cool move.
So
I'm gonna give this one an 8.5.
8.5? I think this is the first time, honey, I've given an episode a higher rating than you.
Maybe not the first time, but it's definitely rare.
I think this is the first time.
No. I'll have to go pull out the archives. I almost gave it a lower rating than you yesterday, but we actually matched.
Man. I think I'm slipping. Maybe
you're just excited.
To be
I think
in this
you're
universe.
excited. It's okay.
I gotta take away my excitement. Remove the excitement out and then look at it.
Live your
for all that it
authentic
is.
self.
The writing, the environment, like the world building, and George R. R. Martin being behind it. I mean, he's fantastic.
It's awesome.
And world building. I don't know if anyone ever read any of his other books, but they're the vampire. I told you about the vampire one. It's crazy. His other book, I forgot what it's called. He wrote it in the 80s. It's like
the vampire that was on the riverboat or something like that. Yeah, I remember you telling me about it.
I forgot the name of the book. But anyway, that's your score. What would you give it? Comment below. Let us know.
Yes, and if you haven't already, be sure to like, share, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you always know when something new is on its way out.
And don't forget to become a member of our Patreon. You can get the full reaction to this episode right now. Go become a member, please. We appreciate it. It allows us to produce more and more content just like this.
Yeah.
And until next time,
bye.
Bye.